Well, this week on Home Advantage with Kelly Warren of Kelly Warren and Associates. Hi, Kel.
Hi.
We are talking about money. Money, honey.
Ooh.
And money when it comes to first-time home buyers.
Yes.
And a lot of times people think it's not within their reach. It's not something that they're going to be able to do, or it's not in their cards. And I feel like, especially around here in Northeast Ohio, not only is it in your cards, but it is probably the best decision you could ever make. Mm-hmm. And you've done it with lots of families,
Yep.
the first time home and then getting to the second home. What are a few of the things that first time home buyers need to remember as they start the process?
So to get started, step one, you can do a consult with your real estate agent, kind of figure out like, this is where I'd like to be, this is the area, this is what we need in a home. But the big first step is how much can you afford? You've got to talk to a loan officer, you've got to get pre-approved. There's no sense in me showing you houses for 130 if you can only afford 110.
Right.
So,
and really, within that kind of price bracket around here, you can get a heck of a house.
Oh, you can, yes.
And stop paying rent, and you don't have to come up with the 20% like maybe our parents did back in the 80s.
Right, the older loan programs were that 20% down, you had to save up, and that's really just not what's conducive to our lifestyles these days,
no,
right?
It's
not. So you can do FHA programs, 3.5% down. If you qualify as a veteran, you can get in as a veteran with no money down. And then there's even the first-time buyer programs that people talk about that aren't limited to first-time buyers, but a lot of first-time buyers use them, OFA and things like that, where you can get grant money for your down payment. We can ask the sellers to give you closing cost assist money, so you can get into your first-time house with relatively low money down.
And then on the other side of it, there are things that you do need to consider, whether the PMI is something that you want to deal with for however many years it's attached, but usually it's not that bad.
Right. So, and the interest rates and the PMI and things like that cost you some money is really just the cost of doing business.
Right.
Like, if you're renting a home, you're giving the landlord 100% of the equity in the property. Mm-hmm. So if you are paying an interest rate and paying PMI and stuff like that, you are still earning equity in the house. It is still a better decision than renting.
Exactly. You're not paying somebody else's mortgage. You are putting that money into basically a savings account that you can use for your family to grow.
Yeah.
Whether it's into a bigger house or another rental property, there's lots of different options that people need to open their minds up to.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, and what people need to think about with the PMI and the interest rates, PMI on some loans is for the life of the loan, which that term scares people. Well, I don't want to be paying that for 30 years. But in reality, are you going to live in the house for 30 years? Like, we move every 4 to 7 years as a population on average. Mm-hmm. So if you're only going to be there for 4 or 7 years, then that's all the longer you're going to pay it.
Right. I mean, we're sitting in a starter home. It's not a huge property. It's out here in Cornersburg. Lovely. They've done some upgrades, some great painting. But how long has this family been here?
Right. They've been here 3-4 years. Yeah.
Right. So this is the time to then make a new decision for the sake of the family. And you guys treat your clients like family.
We have so much fun working with first-time buyers. It's really a rewarding, fun experience for all of my agents and myself. And then it's so much fun to go back a couple years later and see how they've made the home their own and help them sell it for a profit and get into that next bigger house.
You helped me sell my first home. I was so nervous. Remember, I had the papers, and then I waited a couple months, and then I had the papers again, and I waited a couple more weeks. It's very emotional.
Well, that's normal. You do have to get through the emotional process of it before you can actually do it.
You guys manage that quite well too. They're therapists and real estate agents.
Unlicensed and licensed.
Right, unlicensed and then licensed. You don't have to pay for that part. It's just a perk of the job. But give people the website.
They can find us online at kellysoldit.com or call or text 330-717-2689.
They get back to you immediately, and things go fast in this market still.
Very fast.
So if you're going to do it, hop to it. Thanks, Kel.
Thank you.